Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I was gonna go on a little bit of a rant because you know me and speaking my mind, it just never ends. Today I am going to tell you guys all the annoying questions that I find that are unsuitable to ask and stupid. All around I find them stupid. I'm gonna elaborate as to why they're dumb and as to why you shouldn't be asking them and what you're really doing to the person on first impression basis by asking a silly question such as the following. When you're first time meeting someone, let me put you in circumstance, you kind of want to get to know the person, and these are things that you actually just go about and ask, and I think that they're just non-properly phrased, and you're giving a chance to the person to fuck up their first impression. So here goes. Well, you see, if I go about and answer this, this is how it's gonna go. The first thing I'm gonna do is probably try not to look as silly and just answer straight up my favorite movie example, which is not the case, but example, the Titanic. Right? So I go along and tell you it's the Titanic, but then I later on go home and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have actually said any movie with Leo in it because he's absolutely a fabulous actor. He's kind of cute. Or you're just gonna fucking take from there, from the first impression that I give you, you're gonna just assume from this that I'm like a hopeless romantic and that I already like pre-based movies that I already know the ending to, so I just can't cope with certain movies. And then you're also gonna think that I might like to get painted naked. These are all things that might go through your head, and it's definitely gonna go through mine into the whole judgment aspect, and first impressions are super important. On to the next fucking question, because it's a fucking stupid question. Now, if you ask a guy or a girl this, you're gonna get two complete different circumstance of answers. See, first time impression, you're gonna ask them, what's your favorite color? And this is how it's gonna be answered. Now, if you're asking this to a guy, you're obviously gonna get three answers. The first one, you're gonna either get blue, green, or the moronic stereotype will obviously answer you black. And it's a fucking shade. Now, if you were to ask me, or any men with style, or women in general, you'll probably get a fluctuation of colors. For example, right now, my favorite color is fuchsia. Hint, the color of my hair. Now, if I were to go back about 7 months ago, my favorite color was teal. But it didn't end there. The reason why my new color was teal at the time was because originally it was chiffon, but I couldn't find any fucking items of clothing that involved the color chiffon, so I just figured I'd settle for teal. This is the only reason why. But now if we backtrack throughout all the years before that, probably went through a fluctuation of all the fucking colors in the rainbow. So you don't ask a girl what her favorite color is. You'll have that random occasional girl that'll tell you that one color for the rest of her life. But in all honesty, just come to your conclusion. If you see the person's wearing a little bit more pink that day or throughout the month, then you know that her favorite color in the moment is pink. What are you going to assume from that? Are you going to go through a color chart and see how I feel? Are you going to think that, green means prosperity, and if I go into blue, I'm a happy person, and if I'm red, I'm really passionate? Is that what we're going to go with? Come on, first impressions. Doesn't work out for me. Gets me very confused. On to the next actual question that this doesn't quite compute to me why it's a question that I think it's the $1 million question. Anytime you are dating someone or, jumped into bed with them, because this is the only time you'll actually get this question come up. And it is the most awkward one to answer. Unless you've only slept with that same person, and usually they won't ask you because you've originally told them you were a virgin prior to this. Now, you go on a date, and it went oh so fabulously, you end up in bed. Now, it could be the first, second, or third date. I don't judge and I don't care. But one way or another, either male or female will be asking, or male or female female. I'm not discriminating. I'm just, first thing that comes to mind. You're going to ask the other person, or the person is going to ask you, how many people have you slept with? Now, see, this conversation shouldn't even occur in any beginning of a relationship or after a sexual relationship. The only reason why is, one, it puts a stress on the person answering the question, because now if I tell you 100, you're gonna judge me. Now, this is, let alone like you want to say, oh, it doesn't matter how many men you've been with or how many women you've been with. Really, 100 is a lot of fucking people. And then you think all those 100 people have had sex with other people, so theoretically you've had sex with the whole wide world. You know, just pointing it out there. Now, I don't judge and I don't give a fuck. But the other person will obviously have its own judgment or own criteria as to why he's asking you this. Either he wants to make a list of all these people you've had sex with and call them and see, you know, or try to encounter them somehow on Facebook or any other fucking social media to be able to stalk around and see what kind of guys or women that you've slept with prior and try to compare themselves to that person, or just, you know, want to try to figure out if you actually faked it or didn't. So see how this question itself is unacceptable. You just shouldn't ask that. You're gonna get a fucking horror story behind it. Any fucking women usually, or men, will usually go through this whole process when answering this. But am I not fit down there? Have you felt some form of vast opening? Is that it? It's just, it goes wrong. Now, the other question that I think that usually YouTubers or Tumblr users will actually go through these probably two specific questions are, what's the last song you heard? Really? Is that the question you really want to know about me? What's the last song I've heard? See, it can go one of two ways. Either I was in a fucking elevator and I heard the stupid dee 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 fucking music in the background, and really I don't know the title and I really can't help you with that, and I just sound boring. Now, I can go ideally and tell you one from Metallica and sound all badass, and you know, that's what I hear all the time. It just resonates in my ears. It's like the background to me walking into every fucking store and house in the world. No. See, it's usually, and this is how it usually goes, is I'm in my car and I'm usually lazy to make myself a playlist on my phone, so I usually listen to the radio. One, it gives me fun facts about the fucking news, but it also gives me shitty ass music, so I can tell you, you know, answer you quite honestly, and when you ask me what is the last song you heard, I will gladly answer you, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you the title, and I'm not telling you the artist. I don't want to get it stuck in my head by any remembrance of that specific moment, because I honestly think that last week's attempt to suicide from having the fucking song stuck in my head might be a fucking issue. Now, again, that is a stupid question. On to the other famous, stupid question is, do you like to read? Unless you're illiterate, totally out of this question. But, see, with social media today and everything that goes around, such as texting, emailing, working, I don't know, these are questions that you shouldn't be asking, and I'll explain to you why. Because first of all, if you ask someone just, you know, plain out there, do you like to read? It's a confusing question. One, if I answer no, you're gonna think I'm a complete moron. And, well, you know, I like to read labels on things that I can't ingest, or, you know, how to take my medication without ODing properly, and those would be valid reasons as to why I like reading. And then honestly, when it comes to text messages or comments on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and YouTube, if I were to go through this blindly, I don't like reading, right? So I'm just not reading the comment, I'm not gonna answer blindly to what you're saying. You see how that can go wrong? I'm just gonna be having a conversation by myself, and it would revoke the complete idea of reading or communicating with other people. Now, here's another famous stupid question that's asked. Are you a cat or a dog person? See, if you're an animal lover, this is how it's gonna go. You're gonna either not be able to answer because you love them both and you can just crush them in your hands because they're so cute. But, you see, people usually ask this question to see what your character trait is. So if I were to answer a cat, one, you're gonna think I'm a crazy cat lady, or that I'm a lazy person because, you know, the criteria is quite fit with the cat. I love cats. Now, if I were to say I love dogs, which I do, I love dogs. I can't pick. They're just both, they should make cat dogs, you know, like mixed together, then I'd be in heaven. But if I were to answer a dog, you're gonna either think, these are the, you know, number 3 first impression things you're gonna go through. Either I'm a loyal person, which is a good thing. Either you think I'm gullible, because all animals, let's get serious, are usually gullible and all happy and stuff, even though you're calling them you silly, and they're just like, oh my god! And then you've got the other, you know, what do you want to play catch? Is that what you're gonna assume from this? I like to play catch? I don't know. Then my all-time favorite one, and this is my last one, is why are you quiet? Now, this is something that really bothers me because in all honesty, usually this is how it goes. You're quiet, right? You're not talking. You're either surrounded by a bunch of people and, you know, some of them are first-time impressions and the person's asking, why is it so quiet? Well, one, no one even really asks me this because I just never shut the fuck up. But when I am quiet, either I'm on cloud fucking 9 or on every other fucking planet possible but this one, just in my own fucking bubble, or just tired. But I can also be letting you know that if I'm quiet, and wait for this, these are the reasons why I'm quiet, is because I'm kind of over analyzing the whole conversation that's going on in my surroundings and try to see which one I'm gonna jump into. And then I finally realize that this girl next to me just keeps on saying, oh my god, like, oh my god, like, and I'm just trying to figure out where the story's going because she's catching my attention with annoyance. And I'm like, where's this going? I don't get it. Oh my god, like? These are the top ultimate questions that shouldn't be asked in general. You shouldn't be asking these questions, and I think that either change the whole wording around it or just skip it completely. You're not going to get to know someone and you're really putting them on the spot in an uncomfortable way when they're probably just answering quite honestly, and then they're going to fuck up their first impression, all depending on what you want to hear as an answer. To that, I wish you all an awesome weekend. But before I go, here is the giveaway is going to be, I'll be giving you guys one chance to win $45 in my store, or you can ask for just a surprise mix and I'll mix you a total of $45 and send that to you in your home. So all you have to do is comment down there and tell me what stupid questions you don't like to be asked. So just go ahead, just say that crap down there, and I feel you, man. I feel you. So that's about it. Have your guy that... Why does this always sound wrong? I don't understand. So have you yourselves an awesome weekend. I hope you guys have fun throughout your summer. Be safe. Be home on curfew. Not past 5 minutes. It's bad. So that's about it. Have yourselves an awesome weekend. I love you all so very much. And don't forget, please comment, like, and subscribe this video.
It's the end of the video. So, to keep on keeping connected with me because I can't talk, make sure to follow me on Tumblr, add me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and you can come shop in my store. And most importantly, to subscribe to my channel, click on my face. Right here. Woo!